Seattle hunts redemption. How the Seahawks plan to finally stop Brock Purdy at Lumen Field. Seattle has one opponent left that has consistently outplayed them at home, and his name is Brock Purdy. The 49ers quarterback is 4-0 at Lumen Field, but Saturday's divisional round offers a chance to change that pattern with the Seahawks entering as the NFC's top seed and fielding the league's third-ranked defense. Seattle's defense already exposed Purdy once. When these teams met in Week 18, Seattle held San Francisco to 3 points. Purdy finished that game with 127 yards and no touchdowns, his lowest impact score of the season. He completed fewer than 60% of his passes and failed to reach the red zone after halftime. Mike Macdonald's defense mixed 2 high safety shells with delayed inside pressure, forcing Purdy to throw toward a boundary instead of the middle. The plan worked because the front four won one-on-one matchups early, limiting San Francisco's play-action options. This time, the matchup tilts even more in Seattle's favor. Tight end George Kittle tore his Achilles in the wild card win over Philadelphia, removing Purdy's most consistent short yardage option. With Christian McCaffrey likely to handle additional passing work, Seattle can key on running back routes without worrying about Kittle's seam releases. The defense held McCaffrey to 3.9 yards per carry across 2 meetings this year, and only 107 receiving yards total. Replicating that production gap would force Purdy into third-and-long situations against one of the NFL's best pressure units. Darnold's job is containment, not fireworks. Sam Darnold's playoff assignment is direct. Avoid turnovers and convert manageable downs. He threw for 198 and 150 yards in the 2 regular season meetings with the 49ers. Neither game required him to stretch the field because Seattle's running game controlled tempo. Zach Charbonnet scored in both matchups, and Kenneth Walker III produced a 97-yard rushing performance in the opener. Macdonald's defense has made that approach sustainable. Opponents rarely score fast enough to pull Seattle out of its run-heavy rhythm. The difference this week lies in efficiency. Seattle led the league in red zone touchdown rate at 72%. That figure matters against a San Francisco defense ranked second in red zone prevention. The Seahawks' motion-heavy goal line packages, particularly those that isolate Jackson Smith-Njigba in tight splits, have forced coverage breakdowns all season. He caught 15 passes for 208 yards in 2 games against the 49ers and remains their most reliable route runner against man coverage. The edge rush rotation decides the tone. Seattle's defensive front dictated the previous meeting by collapsing Purdy's pocket before routes developed. Uchenna Nwosu's status adds intrigue. He's produced 7 sacks this season, but carries a $20 million cap hit for 2026. A strong playoff run could determine his future with the team. Alongside Boy Mafe and Derek Hall, Nwosu's ability to contain bootlegs will determine whether Purdy escapes the pocket or stays trapped inside. The 49ers' offensive line allowed 3 sacks in their last trip to Seattle, all on second down, which stalled scoring drives and allowed Macdonald to dictate coverage on third. The 49ers' short rest compound the problem. They played Sunday while Seattle rested through the bye. Fatigue on the offensive line often appears in protection timing and communication, and Purdy has already thrown 2 interceptions under pressure in the postseason. If the Seahawks produce even moderate disruption early, Shanahan will have to abandon his extended play-action designs and revert to quick screens, which Seattle's linebackers have handled effectively since midseason. Lumen Field amplifies the pressure. Seattle has lost once at home this season. The crowd noise consistently interferes with visiting snap counts, and that impact grows when a team enters off a short week. False starts, missed checks, and timeout usage in the first quarter often shape the rest of the night. The Seahawks' defensive rotation thrives in that chaos. Every delay or communication error gives Macdonald another chance to adjust personnel and disguise coverage. The 49ers have built their identity on precision timing, but that timing erodes when communication falters. For Seattle, maintaining discipline in coverage and avoiding early penalties will keep the noise advantage alive. The team understands a moment. A win not only sends them to the NFC Championship, but finally ends Purdy's unbeaten streak at Lumen Field.